Hello everyone. Today we will be finding the volume and the surface area of a cylinder. Now, a cylinder is composed of a circular top, a circular bottom, and the middle portion, this midsection here, is its curved area. Let us take a look at the net of a cylinder to further understand how it is set up. So here we have a cylinder, and I am opening the cylinder to see its net. Now, as you can see, we're seeing the two circles for the top and the bottom portion, and that curved area in the middle forms a rectangle. Now, this will help us when we are coming up with the formulas for the volume and the surface area. The first one that we're going to take a look at is the surface area. Now, the surface area of a cylinder is found by doing 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi RH. Now, I don't expect to write a bunch of letters on the screen and just expect you to understand. So we're going to go ahead and explore how this formula was developed. Now, we know that the top portion is a circle, and the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. So that is pi r squared. Now we know that r represents the radius, okay? Circle with the same dimensions is right at the bottom. So that means I have to do pi r squared again. So instead of writing pi r squared plus pi r squared, I can just write 2 pi r squared. So that is where that came from. Now we have one crucial portion being missed out, this midsection right here. So it is a rectangle that is curved around, all right? So how do we find the area of a rectangle? We do the length multiplied by the width. Now, what would the length and the width be for this particular object? If we look at this and compare it to this, we can say that the width would have been 7. So over this portion here, that would have been our width. So that is 7. But what about the length? The length is where it gets tricky. So the length, if you really try to think about it, and I'm going to bring us back to the net at this time. Now, the length, that part of the rectangle that you're seeing right there, do you recognize that it is the same size as the circumference of the circle? The circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. So this portion here is the circumference of the circle multiplied by the height, which we know is 7, but we can just think about it as h for now. Now, this is the circumference of the circle multiplied by the height that is over here. So that is how this formula was originated. Now, you might not be expected to explain how the formula is originated, but when you understand where it comes from, it becomes a lot easier for you to understand what you're doing. Now, let's go ahead and actually solve the problem. If I have 2, and we're treating pi as 3.14, 2 times 3.14 times the radius squared, that is 2 squared, plus 2 times 3.14 again, times, no, the radius is still 2, this is where I got the 2 from, the radius, times 2 again, times the h. So at this time, all we have to do is punch these numbers into our calculator. So 2 multiplied by 3.14 times the square of 2. For this portion, I am getting 25.12. And over here, I have 2 times 3.14 times 2 times 7. And here I have 87.92. So the final answer is 113.04, and this is the surface area, so we need squared units, all right? Inches squared, and it's always good to label it, so you can write surface area equals that. All right. Now let's go ahead and try to find the volume of this cylinder. Now the volume of any object is the area of the cross section multiplied by the height, or your teacher might just say to you, do pi r squared multiplied by the height, okay? So it is 3.14. Now the radius is 2, so 2 squared times the height of 7. And all we have to do is punch this in. So we have 3.14 times 2 squared times 7. And my answer is 87.92. And since we're dealing with volume, this has to be cubic units, so inches cubed. And you can just go ahead and label that the volume, all right? It's always good to label your answers.